On a trade-weighted basis, the local currency has taken quite a big knock this week. We're down around 1.5%. Do you think this perhaps signals a correction for the local currency?
Morning, Eleni. Yes, the rand has lost some ground on a trade-weighted basis this week, largely related to some weakness against the pound and the euro, and it certainly could be a reflection of a bit of a correction as far as the rand's levels are concerned. Although against the dollar, it remains stuck in a 680 to 685 range.
Do you think that we are going to be seeing these kind of levels going into next week? We've got the MPC rate decision. As you mentioned, we have seen a bit of weakness against the euro and the sterling, but against the US dollar, stuck in a bit of a tight range. But the dollar is coming under pressure when it comes to the likes of the euro. We are starting to see a bit of euro weakness this morning, though.
Yes, absolutely, Eleni. I mean, we're expecting the rand to kind of trend around these levels headed into next week's important MPC meeting. We're expecting no change in rates at the meeting, so there would be no real impetus at this point from a South African point of view for the rand to either weaken or strengthen quite sharply.
Looking at the euro, it's all about the ECB in yesterday's session, worried about inflation. We keep talking about that 2.2% for December. Above the target of 2% for the ECB. So perhaps signaling an interest rate hike towards the end of the year. Do you think that's largely been priced in when it comes to the euro?
Eleni, as far as the ECB is concerned, I mean, the market interpreted Trichet's comments yesterday as being quite hawkish. There hasn't been a change in our view as things stand, but certainly it boosted the euro yesterday, and expectations that the ECB could begin to raise rates sooner rather than later is certainly going to be of benefit to that currency.
Let's touch on the bond markets and the bond auction, rather, coming through from Portugal and from Spain. Today, all eyes will be on Italy, and it seems that it's been met with decent appetite. Do you think that this could become a problem going forward? Of course, these bond yields, although not much higher than most had expected, but still at relatively elevated levels when you compare it to historic numbers.
Yes, Eleni. Well, this week has been quite interesting because it was always going to be a bit of a litmus test, because the countries that were coming to market this week were ones that had been earmarked as being problematic peripheral EU countries where those governments are battling quite high debt levels. The fact that the auctions were well received has certainly restored some confidence into the euro area, and that's also been reflected in the euro. But I think also driven by comments by the German Chancellor, as well as the support of Japan, with a number of key global players coming to the fore to say that they're willing to support the euro area. So I think that that's definitely what helped those auctions go smoothly, and of course that would be what one would hope would continue. But I think investors are still looking for some sort of permanent solution to the troubles that are being faced by countries in the euro area. So it certainly has helped in the short term, but I think there's still going to be some pressure for there to be a long-term solution to the euro area crisis.